take a lap around the outside. I'll show you everything on the outside.
Okay.
All right. Starting in the back here. It's a bathroom.
Yep.
Not a lot going on other than that.
Yep.
It works like any other bathroom you've ever used. Okay. I have to be hooked up to water, obviously, to have water, or using water out of my freshwater tank. Okay. The toilet is a foot pedal flush toilet. Step on that pedal halfway down, we'll fill the toilet bowl up with water. All the way down, flushes everything away. The electrical outlet for the bathroom is a GFI outlet. Okay, so the resets are here. Every outlet in this coach is a GFI outlet. This is the master reset. So they're all wired together, so if any of them trip, this is where you go to reset them. Okay. And all this does is control the heater. Okay? So flip the switch over, turn it up, the heater will turn on, it'll go out, and then it'll light itself. Okay? When you turn it down, if you turn it all the way down, and then it'll click. Once it's clicked, it's in the off position. Okay? The heater must go through a cool down cycle before it stops blowing. Okay? So, all the way over, and then click. Okay?
All right. Okay, question. Real fast. So you get a TV backer.
Right.
If I'm putting a TV here, is it 16 on center or it has the wood? Do you know how?
The center of the block of wood is right there. Okay. So, and it's probably, it goes stud to stud, but it's probably only about that wide. 2 buttons, on and off, and then this one allows you to select whether you're running on electric or gas. Okay. I strongly suggest that you leave it in so that the auto light is on. Okay. That way, it'll run. It'll do it automatically. If you're plugged into electricity, it's going to run on electric. If you unplug or lose electricity, it'll automatically switch over and run off of propane. That way, if you're out sightseeing for the day or whatever, and they've lost electricity in the campground, at least you're coming home to cold food and drink. 3-burner gas stove works an awful lot like a gas grill. Hold the cover up. Hold the cover up. Turn the knob to light, and then turn the spark knob here. I gotta get gas here. There it goes. Okay, and it will light the stove. Same thing with all 3 burners. Okay, and then you can cook whatever it is you're trying to cook. Do have a light over top of the stove. A vent that vents to the outside. Okay, microwave. This is the connection for the antenna on the roof. It's a fixed antenna, meaning you do not have to put it up and down or anything. However, it does have a thumb or button on the other side of this knob. You press that in, that allows you to rotate the antenna on the roof just to kind of fine tune your picture. Okay. In the connection in here, all the way against the back wall, you see there's a green light on in there?
Yeah.
Right next to the green light is a black button. Okay, if you push that button, that turns that green light off, which disconnects the power going to the antenna.
Okay.
So, if you hook up the cable TV at the campground, and I'll show you where that is on the outside, you would hook up the cable TV, come in here and turn that off, and then put your television through its scan to find whatever pictures. If you do not turn off the antenna, the television is going to take the strongest channel, so you get a mix of cable and antenna.
Gotcha.
And the only place that's really affects you is, like, a lot of campgrounds tend to use channel 2 or 3 as the campground channel, and they're sending them from a very old Radio Shack computer somewhere. So by the time it gets to you, it's a weak signal. So if the antenna channel 3 is stronger than the cable, it's going to take that. So you'll lose information. Okay. You must press and hold the power button. See how it's flashing? Then press and hold the select button. Okay, and then it stops flashing.
Okay.
And then if you hit the select, it moves that arrow around to whatever is available.
Yep.
Okay, so awning, front jacks, rear jacks, and that's all. Okay. This one here controls the light outside.
Yep.
Okay. A little black box mounted on the floor down there. That is an LP carbon monoxide detector. It'll pick up whether there's a propane leak or carbon monoxide in the coach. That detector is hardwired to the coach's battery, so it's always on and you never need to change a battery.
Cool.
The downfall to that is it's hardwired to the coach's battery and it's always on.
Okay.
So you need to pay attention when you're storing this coach. You need to disconnect the battery so that things like that don't drain the battery down.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yep.
Everything else controls from this control panel right here. Okay? Top section's what's known as our convenience center. These little buttons down here, battery, fresh tank, black tank, gray tank. So if I hit the battery button, it tells me how charged my battery is.
Yep.
If you hit that button while you're plugged in, it should always read full because it's reading the power off the converter, which is charging the battery.
Okay.
So if you want a true battery reading, unplug it, come in here, hit the button, and it'll give you the true reading. Okay? Fresh tank, if I hit the fresh tank button, it tells me how much water is in my fresh tank. If I hit the black tank, it tells me how much is in the black tank. If I hit the gray tank, it tells me how much is in the gray tank. Okay? We know the difference between black and gray, right? Very good. What is in there right now, I will dump out. That's just from me testing everything, and it's got 80 freeze in it at this point. Okay? First red switch here belongs to the water pump. So if I was dry camping and not hooked up to water, and I had water in my fresh water tank, I need to run the water pump. It's what pumps the water out of the tank and pressurizes the system. Okay? It's an on-demand pump, meaning that if I was set up that way for the weekend, I could turn it on and leave it on.
That was one of my next questions.
It will only pump when somebody opens a spigot or flushes the toilet.
Same thing with the hot water heater?
Water heater is when it's unwinterized and as long as it's full.
Like say it's regular.
Right? You just turn the switch on, it will go out, it'll light itself.
Do everything itself. So, like say you get to your campsite and you're not plugged in.
Right.
So, you set everything up, you flip them, and you leave them for how many days you there?
Yes, these two you can.
Right, and then when you, okay, that's what I mean. All right, yep.
Light switch is the lights on the ceiling. Okay, all the other lights that did not turn off right now work on the buttons that are on them.
Yep.
Okay, and the dead center. So that is the electrical panel for the coach. Inside there are circuit breakers on the one side. They take care of all the 110 volt accessories and your outlets, obviously. Okay, and then you have your 12 volt fuses on the other side. They're regular 2-blade automotive push-in fuses. You can buy them anywhere. Okay, everything's labeled as to what it is. And then next to each fuse, believe it or not, there's a red light next to each fuse. When the fuse blows, that red light will come on. That way you don't have to sit there and figure out which one it was. All right, this side. First of all, the coach is pre-wired for a solar panel, so if you wanted to buy the solar panel, it has to be that brand solar panel so that you can plug into here. And the only thing that solar panel will do is charge the battery. That's it. It will not run anything else. Okay? Switch here operates the front stabilizers, up or down, whatever it is that you're trying to do, or once again, you can do them from the remote. Okay. Compartment door has the latch here, so you can pull it out, hold it, pry it open, and it will stay on. Okay. 2 crank handles in here. This is the emergency crank for the stabilizer jacks, just in case the motor ever dies. And then this is an emergency crank for the jack on the front, if that ever dies. Okay. Other than that, it's storage up front. Okay. Front door. As long as the 2 doors are connected together, all I got to do is operate the big hard door. This is the handle on the outside. On the inside, it's the little handle. Okay. This is meant to be able to pull it closed. From the inside, you have 1 lock. That's that little deadbolt lock there. From the outside, you have 2 locks. This one locks the handle. The bottom one will lock the deadbolt. Okay. Other than that, if you separate them, then you can use the screen door like a screen door. Slide this closed, and then it's got the knob on the inside. If you just press down on it, that way you don't have to open it up to get to the handle. Okay. Steps pretty simple. Just fold up, make sure that they lock into place on the lip, and then the legs are adjustable. So if you get somewhere and it's you can adjust the legs down. Okay. The key is pull the pin. Okay. The key is when you go to do the door, the steps, this door needs to be all the way open so that the latches here won't hit the screen door.
So on and back.
Yeah, awning back, door open, feet up.
Gotcha.
Electrical outlet on the outside. Actually, I think this is outlet and no, it's just an outlet on that one. Tires, pretty self-explanatory. Outside speakers for the radio. We'll go back inside and go over the radio so that we can balance back and forth whether you want music inside or outside. Just a storage compartment.
Bypass valves for the hot water.
Yep. So that's the back side of your water heater.
Yep.
Okay. Drain plug goes in down here.
Yep.
And this is the drain plug, okay?
Yep.
So that slides in and then locks into place. This one doesn't have that. Pressure relief valve here.
Yep.
So if you go to if you go to winterize or drain the water heater, you want to open this up first before you pull the drain plug out.
Yep.
Okay. And then when we go inside, I'll show you where the bypasses are.
Yep.
So this is the bathroom area. So those cabinets that are here, there's a panel in there that gets to the back side of it. This is the switch for the rear stabilizer. Spare tire just in case. Cable television. So if you hook up the cable TV at the campground, it's this side over here. This side over here is meant for a portable satellite dish or something if you did that. Okay. Down below here where the red pipe is sticking through, there's a red and a blue there. They have white caps on them.
Yep.
They are the low point drains. So if you open those caps up, it will drain all the water out from inside the trailer. Okay. Not the freshwater tank, just the plumbing inside. Okay. Underneath that is the sewer connection. So you make the connection and then go to wherever it's going to dump. City water connection, so if you're hooking up at the campground, that's where the water goes. And then this is your freshwater tank fill. Take this cap off, stick the hose in there, and then it's very high tech from there. When it overflows, it's full. Has the battery inside of it. That battery will charge if you're plugged in, or if you're plugged into your truck and your truck is wired correctly. Okay? So then it's charging. There is no battery disconnect switch on this coach. So when you store this coach, I strongly suggest either you take the battery out, put it in a garage or something like that, or if nothing else, disconnect the battery. Okay? 220-pound propane cylinders work just like a gas grill. This is the connection, screws onto the bottle, and then this turns the bottle on or off. Okay? Regulator regulates it and goes through as long as both tanks are open. Okay? When it runs out of one tank, it'll start pulling from the other tank. Okay? But you do not have a selector to be able to select between both. The one advantage to a 20-pound cylinder is anybody will fill it. Where the 30-pounders, a lot of places won't fill them. So, one other thing about the propane tanks, every propane tank has a stamp on it that has the date. Okay? Propane tank is good for 10 years and then it needs to be recertified. So whatever you do, do not take these tanks to like an exchange and exchange them out. Because what happens is those exchanges are putting stickers on them, which is good enough for your grill or something like that. But because you're driving these down the highway, it must have the date stamped on it. Okay? You can use an exchange tank, just don't tow down the road with that exchange tank on there. Okay? And then don't let these go
away
through an exchange. Okay? Tongue jack has an on-off switch. The only thing this on-off switch does is turn that light on. That's it. Okay? The jack will work whether it's on or off. Okay? Up is up, down is down. Pretty simple. And then remember I said there's a crank handle in there. If you take this cap off, that allows you to put that crank handle in there and be able to turn it. You can put a socket on there with a drill and run this jack, but a drill, not an impact gun. Okay? The first time the impact kicks in, it'll shear off this bolt up top, and then you're screwed.
Gotcha.
So,
Glad you said that.
First
Thing I reach for is the impact.
huh?
First thing I reach for is the impact.
That's what we all do. First thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's important. Don't do that. Okay. So this is no different than towing any other trailer. I'm assuming you've towed some kind of trailer because you had the receivers in the back. Okay. So you still need to put that ball underneath this ball. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up this door.
Do you have a backup camera on there?
Okay. So that makes life a little bit easier. Where it is difficult because this is on blacktop, you tend to lose this in the blacktop. Okay. So if you would get in your truck, put that ball underneath this ball. A little bit more. Right there. All right, come on back out. So the only thing I did was lower it down and lock it on your truck, okay? If you watch, as I start to put this down, see the truck starting to squat, okay? So what I want to do is after I'm locked on, I'm going to pick everything up. So if you look at your truck now, I got the back end of your truck up in the air. I don't have the tires off the ground or anything, but I have it lifted up, okay? So all I do then is take this bar, slide it in from the bottom, and lock it into place, okay? This pin is what holds it into place, okay? Brand new, these things are very tight, so when you get home and you go to disconnect, you may need a screwdriver to pop this out. Okay. But other than that, I'm going to take my chain, and the highest link I can get on there, I'm going to slide on there. Okay. I could probably go one more. Okay. I'll take this magic little pipe, stick on here. And I'm going to lift the bracket up and into place. Okay?
Yep.
I'm going to take a pin, stick it through the hole. And that locks that in. Okay?
Yep.
You want to do the other side?
Yep.
Okay. On the notch over here. And that's going to slide up into there. Okay. And then count from the top. No, the top of the top.
Okay.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the one you want on the hook. And this can come down a little bit if it has to. Those are going to free up over time too. Yep. And then put the bar on. And then put it up into place. Okay? And then you're going to take one of these pins here and put through the hole there. Okay.
Cool.
So now,
Yep.
the chain thing is going to vary pretty much every time you pick or hook up, depending on level ground and things like that. Or you may have actually picked up the truck higher than you did the last time or something like that. So you just want to make them match. Once they're hooked up into place, then I can drop the truck back down. Okay, so now that is all the way onto the truck. So if you look at your truck, now your truck's sitting level.
Level, yeah.
Okay? Because it's taking the weight and throwing it back onto the trailer. Okay? And also, if you feel these are now tight. Okay? So that's the weight distribution part. Okay? So then you get the sway control. Okay? The silver one goes on this ball here. Okay. Right. So if we're gonna put it in the off position, actually it adjusts. That's good timing, Art.
Thank you. Choose your other key, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
That allows this to slide. Okay. So I'm gonna put that one there, and then slide it out until that one goes in there. And then you're gonna take the pin and go in this hole and come out that hole.
In this hole.
Yep, out this hole over here. There you go. Okay.
Yep.
And then the same thing over here through.
Okay. This way.
Yeah, either way.
Maybe better this way.
Okay.
Yep.
And then all I do is I turn this to for on, just until it's like snug. Okay. You want to feel that? Okay.
Okay. Yep.
This is nothing more than there's two brake pads on the other side of that. So when you as you're doing it on, you're squeezing these to that. Okay.
Okay.
If you're towing down the road and you feel like it's not enough for you, just pull over,
So
turn more on. Okay.
That's the end.
In return, if you think it's too stiff and you have absolutely no give to it, then back it off a little bit. Okay. You cannot back up with this on. You
With the
have to
whole
take
bar
this off.
completely off. Right.
Yep. The bottom bars can stay.
Right.
The sway control must come off.
Okay.
As if you're backing up into a spot, you know what I mean?
Right.
So if you're doing a hard turn, if you're just backing straight up,
Yeah.
that can stay on. But if
That's
you're
this.
making a hard turn, it's got to turn off.
If I'm like, let's say city, I'm turning a regular city block.
Uh-huh.
Do that have to be off? Like, say I get off the highway.
Right.
Do I have to pull over, take this off?
No.
Okay, I'm
Only
fine.
going backwards.
Only going back.
Only going backwards.
Okay, great. All right, got you.
Okay?
Yep.
The most important piece of the puzzle is that metal bar. Don't lose it.
Okay. This go in, I guess.
Yep, either in the trailer or in the truck. Okay?
Okay.
This setup here, this is a 2 5/16 ball. You can tow any trailer you want that has a 2 5/16 ball with this setup. However, do not change the height of this ball on this bracket at all because it's set for this truck to tow this trailer only. Okay?
Yep. Yep. But I can remove this stuff.
Oh yeah.
So just
Yep.
don't change the height. Got you.
Yep, just don't change the height.
Yep.
Okay?
You bring foam now? See you gonna hold.
Yeah, I can do that.
Bring foam on.
Put some more foam in there.
Appreciate it.
Not a problem. Congratulations.
Thanks,
Enjoy.
man. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely excited.
Good. Hey, come get him. No, come get him. Because when you put the cover on,
Yeah.
it's kind of alright, that's it. So then I will chains up for you and all that next neat stuff.
All right, brother.
Alright,
Appreciate you.
not a problem. Enjoy.
That's it. Alright.
Momentarily. You got everything that you needed out of it?
Yeah, so far.
Except for my purse.
Remember, there are no hoses or anything come with the trailer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that.
You do get 10% off
Thank
today
you.
because you're picking up
Okay.
in the store.
Yeah,
All that
yeah.
good stuff. So, all right.
Alright, my brother. I'm good to go. I'm definitely good to go. Alright, we're up out of here then. How long do them heaters usually last for the propane? Do you know, do they eat up a lot of propane?
It's hard to judge because it depends on where you're at, how cold it is, and how high you have the heater cranked up. It's not a question that I can answer.
So it's gonna be a lot. Cause I crank it.
Be on hell.
I have out here.
He be having the heat
incineration.
or incinerate.
I have it
Be
on incinerator.
hell.
So then you might want to take a couple spare 20-pound bottles with you
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
until you're in Florida.
I'm trying to tell you, it'd be hot.
Okay. I have it on cremation.
Yeah, you do.
It's pretty much only a 3-season camper.
Yeah.
So,
But I be cold. I be like, nah.
well, it's not real well insulated.
Yeah.
So,
Like I wouldn't be out here with it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I want a little bite off.
Yeah.
Bite off. All right.
all right. So I'll bring it around front for you in a few minutes.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thanks, Bob.
All right, let's do this.
All right. In?
Yep, I am. Let's go.
You were quiet. I couldn't tell. Man, it got cold. It's like damn cold, you know? I'm damn cold. I mean damn.
Damn cold.
But you couldn't go either way, you know?
This is why this is like don't want to do nothing.
Yes. It's hot enough to talk to you. Hot. Little bump coming up.
This your last day though, right?
Just for the second.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, y'all got to your Christmas break.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. That had that time off, man. It's like when I was a kid again in high school. Actually, I had time off of school.
Some people go right back after Christmas. Right back.
Yeah, I've done it all my life. I've been in retail all my life. So it's a nice change.
Yeah.
And I had my own business, so the problem is I worked 7 days a week with holidays. And 12-hour days. So when I finally was making it, it fell apart in 2008. Yep. Yep. All right.
Still here, Kevin?
He's going to bring it around for your place, Don. You're going to go otherwise. Cool. Want another cup of coffee? Yes, lady. So get it.
Use the back.